So I think I also need to set it up on a timer, because I don't want to have to wake up at the crack of dawn every freaking day to plug this in. Just gonna have a lot of fans going. And the standing fan, which can bring air in from the back. What do we say? Yeah? What do we say? Does that work? I don't need it oscillating though. Yes, the timer, exactly. I have one. I just need to find it. It's inside. And that is a lot of power cords, but should be fine. Hopefully we don't trip the breaker. That's my hope and prayer, at least. I'm unhappy with the way some of these pepper plants look, but whatever. Alright. So, I have this timer too, but I don't know how well it works. A lot of big brain stuff happening here today. Hopefully that cools it down in here a little bit anyway. This temperature sensor is not being very accurate because of where it is. Put it there, and then this one over here. Okay, what am I doing next? What am I doing next? It's a good question. Let's put a few things away. I think I might try to find something to go over top of this bucket of water I have in here. The bucket of water is supposed to be for the humidity. A lot of questions going through my mind right now. A lot of questions. Alright. So, I also think I'm gonna put up a few hangers, maybe. Yes, no hangers? Hold on, I had to fix this thermometer. Oh, what the hell? It's not fit in there? Oh my God, what are you? Are you alive or are you dead? You're the craziest looking spider I've ever seen. Okay. So, this thermometer needs to go somewhere else. Over here. still trying to figure out this timer situation. Probably going to find one in the house. I think I had one just near all my planting stuff. I don't know if this is gonna help the greenhouse stay cool or not. We'll see. It's kind of crazy hot in here. And I have an aphid problem, but I really don't want to talk about that. Oh boy. All of these need water really badly. I don't want to get the hose. I just don't. And then I will pot them up later tonight. I have some in the house still. Like a huge tray of tomatoes in the house still. So I have these buckets, and my idea was I was going to hang them from here, possibly. I could put plants in them. I don't know. It's hard to decide what I'm doing. I guess I can always take things down and rejig things and whatever. Alright, I'm going to take out all the kale from the kale bed. And someone just picked up their order of plants. So I have to go get the money in the mailbox. Okay, the plan is to cut and clear out some of the kale in this big bed here. I don't know if you can see it. This large wooden bed. It's already so much cooler in here. I am so happy. Thank God that worked. Like, of course, this wall is going to be really hot because it's all, like, plastic, but that was a good idea. Okay, so in here we have zucchini. In here we have acorn squash. That needs to be pruned. So I think I'm going to end up doing right now is pruning. Pruning and cleaning a bit because, like, there's some dead leaves that I don't like the looks of in here. Doesn't need to be touching the soil. Whew, it is hot. Doesn't matter. For squash, it's actually an acorn squash, and it's already putting out 4 or 5 acorn squashes. So the raised bed here is like 3.5, almost 3.5 feet tall. 3 feet tall. So It goes right down into the ground as well. And it's all full of soil and stuff. So they have unlimited space to grow down. So that's cool. And we're also hoping that this thing here puts out a cauliflower soon. Because it's freaking massive. Like, look at this. We have cauliflower. You grew spaghetti squash. One time I grew a butternut squash and I didn't have enough room for the butternut squash in my garden. So it only gave me 2 butternut squash, but they were the biggest butternut squash I've ever seen in my life. And yeah, it completely took over all my grass and stuff. But this acorn squash was an experiment. And so far so good. Hopefully I can get something from it. There's just a bunch of weeds in here. Growing. Weeds. And I also have some garlic growing in here. That I'm trying not to pluck out because every time I see it I think it's a weed and it is not. It is garlic. That could be used for some interesting videos. I don't even want to know what you're thinking. I don't want to know. Good. I kind of am tempted to pull one of these garlics to see what's going on. I would prefer if this thing would grow this way. Maybe I'll just train it to go this way. Maybe I'll just do that. I'll tie it there. Your leaf. Strategically place the leaf. Oh. I do. I have done that on OnlyFans. There are lots of strategically placed leaves. Ants. I think I'm gonna get a little bit of that cord I have. I'm gonna make it so that this guy goes down like this. Tie it to this shelf here. This is kind of what I envisioned anyway when I was planting it, to like make it trail off the side. Yeah, the last set that I posted, or it wasn't even a set, the last photo I posted was when I was on a hike on OnlyFans. On Sunday I went for a hike and I had 2 leaves covering my nip nops. Nip nops! One step ahead of you on that one. Whew, it's smoking hot. Alright, so that's gonna have to deal with that. This cauliflower better make me a cauliflower, I swear to freaking God. If it doesn't give me a cauliflower, I'm gonna be pissed. It's been growing for so long. It's probably gonna bolt now because it's so freaking hot. Now, did want to plant another bean plant. Maybe I'll wait. Maybe I'll wait on that until the bean shelf starts to fill out a bit more. I'm already happier with how this bed is looking, so that's a plus. And right now I'm going to cut a whole bunch of kale and go inside and make some kale chips for myself, because I want a snack. After putting up that fan, whew, it was a lot of work. Got a lot of titty sweat happening. Okay, kale. Kale. I'm gonna pull you out. Big Mama Kale. Big Mama Kale. So that's some that we're going to turn into kale chips. Here, I'll put them in this bucket. That's some, and then I'm just gonna grab some more. Oh no. Oh no, my tripod. My tripod was like, no, we're done. We're done. Anyway, I'm going to continue cleaning out the beds here. Here, I'll quickly show you. I can give you a quick garden tour. Hold on. 1 second as I clear my hands of these kale things. Alright, so let me give you a tour. We have this acorn squash. As you can see, it's making them. There's some acorn squash babies right there. This is the thing we're hoping is going to be a cauliflower one day. Fingers crossed. I'm working on clearing out this L-shaped bed here because I want to plant some Swiss chard and maybe some pepper plants. I'm not exactly sure what I'm putting in this bed right now because it's a hot mess. I just need to clear it out first. And grab one more of these baby kales from the corner for kale chips. See? And then I will show you around the other side of the garden. The other side of the garden, or the greenhouse I should say, is starters. So this side is a whole bunch of starters, little baby tomato plants in here, some peppers, some basil starters, whole bunch of just like little starter plants. And then in my big tire planters in here, I have 3 tires. We have dill, like an insane amount of dill. Back there is a cucumber, but he's having a real hard time. So we hope for the best. Here's a tomato plant that's loving his life. Can you see the tomatoes? He's having a grand old time, very happy in here. And then just yesterday I planted this guy, who is a dragon's egg cucumber. So that'll be pretty cool too. And then we have the bean shelf. The bean shelf is already making beans. I don't know if I can show you. Here we are. Can you see him? It's a bean! And then if we go outside, I wonder if I can switch this around. Here we go. Some cucumbers in this planter. That's a lavender that I pulled out of the ground. It used to be in that exact spot, but I'd rather have them in a pot so I can bring them into the greenhouse in the winter. And then we have tomato row. This is just like the first row of tomatoes I have. Some more peppers, some eggplants that are looking pretty shitty right now, some more peppers along there, and a bunch of flowers along there. In this bed we have corn, and I'm doing a Three Sisters experiment this year, which is corn grows up, beans and peas are planted on the bottom to climb up the corn, and then on the in the garden bed we have a squash, and the squash, well, I guess it's not really a squash. I've chosen sugar baby watermelon to fill in the bottom. So I have 2 sugar baby watermelon plants in there. I have a bunch of succulents in my round garden. We have birds in the baby birdhouse. Baby birds in the birdhouse. Some more flowers. Here are all my peppers. Some zucchini that have to find a spot in the ground still. A whole bunch of tomatoes. This is my strawberry bed. There's nothing but strawberries in there. And that's about it. I have some more random peppers. We have, this is all full of like kales and kohlrabi and peas and beans and stuff that is eventually going to come out. And then on this table here is just stuff that I need to find a home for still as well. So a lot of projects, a lot of gardening, a lot of plants. My chives are starting to flower. I love that. That's my favorite. Oh, I have spinach in this bed. These guys are spinach. I've never grown spinach before, so I'm very proud of myself. It's coming up real nice. And we have automatic watering set up on everything too, so that I don't have to think about it. I can just turn on the water and have it do its thing. A lot of dirt. Yes. You mean those two? One of them is actually, one of them's half empty already. That guy is already basically half empty. And that is all mulch. Because I have to remulch all the gardens, including the front garden. And I have some, this is the area that I'm working on right now, the back of my property. Back here. So this is not necessarily my property. It goes up to train tracks, so it's called an encroachment. That is my neighbor's junkyard. We don't talk about that because that's not mine. I had to call 1-800-GOT-JUNK to take care of a lot of the junk that was piled up here. As you can see, it's a trash zone, and then going up are train tracks up there. So basically my plan, this is my plant graveyard, because obviously all of the plants that die are compostable. So anything that I don't want anymore, or any plants that are just trash, like that eggplant there that's covered in bugs, we just don't want it. Throwing it here. We're going to cover this with a layer of dirt. Hopefully I have enough. And then put a whole bunch of mulch down, just like I did with this area too. We have to remulch this whole area behind the greenhouse. And this is my house as well. So this goes back to my yard. But ivy escapes through here, so we had to block it off for now until I figure out a better way to keep the dog in. So a lot of garden projects going on. Just one thing at a time though. I'm not so focused on the back because it's a lot of work. So just one thing at a time. I also have, this is my pot storage. Not the kind of pot you're thinking. We have pots. I'm going to build a Pop can heater for the winter for the greenhouse this year. Should be pretty good. I set up the rain barrel with the gutters. So things are coming along, you know? It's working out. Oh, did the hornet leave or did he stay? Looks like he left. So yeah, lots going on. Hopefully the garden starts to produce some stuff so that I can stop ordering my monthly produce or my weekly produce box. As you can see, we've already got like little jalapenos coming in. There is an eggplant over here already coming in. So as soon as